it's Georgia Rose from the Zenkuda Soul Space. I forgot where I was from. It's been one of those days. I had a day today, let me tell you. It was kind of like another Murphy's Law day, but it's getting better. But I did have a lot of things kind of go wrong. Thank you, Carmine's putting on my clock. We were just talking in the studio here. We always have so much fun right before the show time. And boy, you learn a lot about people in 5-10 minutes. But we were just laughing because I said the real show at the studio here is the show behind the scenes of all of us when we come in to do our little shows and our podcasts and things and what really goes on in the studio. So I said we should actually have a reality show about like a podcast studio and the studio here in Strong Island. But I do highly recommend it if any of you want to do a podcast about something or just come down and shoot something. Bobby Lacera, our producer and owner of Strong Island TV, is absolutely phenomenal. As you know, I showed you a couple weeks ago. He has this big 13-foot monitor now. So anyway, I am Georgia Rose, your psychic astrologer. I practice evolutionary astrology. I'm also a psychic medium. And in the soul space, every Monday at 7 o'clock, we do all kinds of spiritual stuff, astrology and tarot and mediumship, and we have special guests and all kinds of things. So this is the place where hopefully you can get better in touch with your soul space. So we always have live comments, and you can call into the show. We'll put the number up on the screen in a little while. Tonight's show, we're going to talk about the new moon in Aquarius, which happens on the 29th of July, of January, not July. January. It is January. Happens on January 29th, which is in 2 days' time. We're taping the show on January 27th, January 27th. And what I want to talk about before we go into the astrology, and after I do a little astrology, we're going to do cards tonight. I'm going to pull cards for each zodiac sign based on your element. And so first I want to just talk about one thing, but I do have to share the show. I'm going to talk to you about a special day that was today. Let me see if I can get our show on to share. Here we are. I'm going to share this. And if you guys out there want to share the show, that would be awesome too. I always like to grow the audience a little bit. So look at my comments. So today is January 27th. And January 27th is my mom's birthday. My mom is passed. It's her birthday in heaven. Happy heavenly birthday to my mom, Anne. And one of the reasons I'm talking about this is because in February, I'm going to dedicate the month to love, right? February 14th is Valentine's Day. So we'll dedicate the show to love. But I'm going to have different people on talking about how love transcends the realms. And one of the things that really was very significant for me in my life, especially in my spiritual initiation into understanding that we can speak with people who are passed over and people in past lives, was I had a lot of things happen with my mom when she passed that opened me to those things, and I knew that her spirit lived on and that her soul lived on and that I could communicate with her and still feel her love around me. So in February, I want to really dive into themes of love transcending the realms, and that love, we can feel love and we can have love in our life even when someone is passed over. So I'm going to have some people on the shows that will tell you their stories. So my story I've told a couple of times, but for those of you who've never heard it before, when my mom passed over, about a year or so, year and a half after she passed, I was going through a really, really terrible time in my life. A lot of things had fallen apart for me. And I had a phone call from someone who was working for me at the time in my real estate brokerage firm. And I didn't really know this person very well. She was a beautiful girl from Ukraine. And she had gotten her real estate license and come in one day and wanted to work. So I gave her a desk and, I was getting to know her a little bit. And she called me out of the blue one day and she said, I had a dream last night about you. And there's something in your storeroom or a place in your house that's like a blue box from your mom. And I didn't know, at the time I wasn't like super tuned into, my spiritual gift of psychic ability. And I thought she just kind of had a dream. I didn't really think much of it. I went to sleep that night and I woke up suddenly at like 2 o'clock in the morning. And I thought to myself about the blue box that this girl, Galina, was telling me about. And when I was thinking about this box and everything, I couldn't sleep. As I said, I was going through some really, really harsh things in my life. And I decided to look for the box. So I got up and I put my jammies on, my slippers on. I had my jammies on. I put my slippers on. And I went down to the storeroom in my house. And I started rummaging through a couple of boxes that I had taken from my mom's house when she had passed over. And lo and behold, as I dug through this box of photographs, there was a blue box that I had never really seen before. I don't remember ever seeing. And when I opened it, it was about like this big, about the size of this iPad. And when I opened it, there was a diary in it. And in that diary was all of my mother's thoughts at a time in her life when she was going through the exact same thing that I was actually facing in reality in those moments. I was going through a very, very painful divorce. There was a lot of betrayal and blindsidedness. And my mom had had a very identical experience. And as I'm reading her diary, I realized that it happened to my mom at exactly the same age that I was. I sat on the basement floor and read her diary. And it was like my mom was reaching out from beyond the grave and was comforting me and giving me advice and helping me see my way forward. And it was such an irrational, spontaneous, inexplicable reality that happened that night, that this person just called and said, there's this thing you need to look at, and it's in your house somewhere, and there's a blue box, and it's from your mother. And I didn't know what she was talking about. And then waking up and saying, I'm going to go look for this blue box if it exists, ha, ha, ha. And then finding this gift. And at the end of this diary, I must have sat on that cold floor for about 2 hours that night, crying my eyes out, talking to my mom. And she wasn't really there, but she was in these words and these pages. It was just such a miracle and such a gift. And so at the end of the diary, there were some pages, and it was, she'd not written in the diary for about 10 years. And then I guess she found, she said in the last passage, I'm moving, and I found this diary and I just wanted to write in it. And on the last page, she wrote about how the most difficult time in her life was made better and comforting because not only did she have her family, but she had God. And she talked about Jesus and the Lord and how that was her salvation and savior and saving grace. And my mom was very religious. And it made me realize I wasn't alone in the world. That night on a basement floor, all completely alone in life, my mom put her arms around me and gave me some of the best advice I've ever had and some of the most close and connecting experiences. And so that was the beginning of me really understanding that love transcends realms and that they can speak to us from another place, and our loved ones and our loved souls can give us messages. So we're going to devote the next month of February to all those kinds of stories from guests that will come on. And if you have a story like that, I would love to hear it, because it just reinforces and confirms for me exactly what we know. And that is that love transcends all and never ends. It is absolutely a force. So I just wanted to share that with you and talk to you a little bit about how we're going to be doing the show in February. So let's get down to the astrology so that we can get to those tarot cards, because I know you all love those so much. So I know that we always say the astrology is powerful and that the transits happening are really, big and momentous and everything. But what's about to happen with this new moon on January 29th is big. It's really huge. Huge. You guys have heard me talk a lot about Pluto going into Aquarius and the Aquarius energy that's coming in, and all these new starts and all these things that we have going on in the sky this next year, where there's a lot of new phase energy coming in, a lot of shifts coming in because the planets are all going into new signs. This new moon in Aquarius is the seeding point, not only for our whole year, but really be aware of what's going on with you now and what is coming into your awareness with this new moon in Aquarius, because it's going to seed and ignite and be an initiation of all the energy that you are going to be probably working in over the next year and even 19 years as Pluto stays into Aquarius. So I'm going to talk to you about this. And if you have any questions, put them in the comments, because I am definitely trying to see those. Hold on one sec. I just lost the show. Oops. Michelle's on. I can see my comments on the screen. Thank you, Carmine. Carmine's our assistant, and we love him. Michelle says it feels like it should be July already. It does. I know. I misspoke. It does feel like that. Hey, everybody. So I can't see who's on. If you're on, just say a little hello in the chat. I'd love to say hi to you guys. So here we are. Let's see who's on. Yeah, I can never do it this way. I don't know why. It just doesn't want to. Here we are. Yeah, can never get the comments on the screen anymore. Very maddening. Anyway, so I want to talk about the new moon in Aquarius. So the new moon in Aquarius is happening at 9 degrees, and it will happen on January 29th at 7:36 a.m. So look in your chart of where you think this is going to be happening. Wherever Aquarius is in your chart, and Aquarius looks like two wavy lines for the water, because Aquarius is the water bearer. It's an air sign, but it brings the water. So look in your chart where you see where Aquarius is, because whatever house it's in, that's what's going to be affecting you. If you know what house Aquarius is in your chart, let me know in the comments or call into the show, and I will tell you how it's going to affect you. So hey Marie, hey Elaine, and hey Sherry just joined the show. So first thing is, this is an ignition for the next 19 years. And that's because Pluto will stay in Aquarius for 19 years. And right now, during this full moon, we have a lot of planets in Aquarius and also Pisces. But we also have some planets doing things that are really igniting this type of Aquarius energy. So what is Aquarius energy? Well, first of all, Aquarian energy is all innovative. It is truth. It's community, honesty. It's also galactic energy, aliens, off-planet energy. And it has a lot to do with aviation, flying, because it's an air sign. It's all those things, and all those descriptive words are good for Aquarian energy. But the meaning behind all of those descriptive things and the true archetype of Aquarius energy is individuality. Aquarius is an energy that propels us forward in our own space of who we are uniquely. Not dressing like everybody else, not talking like everybody else, not doing what everybody else is doing. Aquarian energy is unique and quirky, and it wants to, fly the freak flag and be the purple elephant. It's an innovative energy that is very forward moving and futuristic. In an energy like this, especially because we just started a new administration in my country here in the States, it's an energy of all new ways of doing things all new. And the way Aquarian energy comes in and gives us that is usually by breaking something apart that is no longer new. Whatever is old or decayed, because we have a lot of planets in Pisces now, and Pisces is that energy of whatever is no longer healthy or in our best interest is going to dissolve. Aquarius energy breaks that energy apart. So with those two powerhouses working together right now, Pisces energy and Aquarius, because we have a lot of planets in Pisces, and we have this new moon and Pluto in Aquarius, what's going to happen is you're going to find that you will have a lot of awareness now about what needs to be let go of, what needs to go, what have I outgrown, and what do I want to go towards. Hey Elaine, love you. Just saying hello to some of my comments. So I'll bet you anything that in the last couple of weeks, all of a sudden, more and more things have come into your awareness about how you want to do things differently. Relationships that you've outgrown, situations you've outgrown, habits, patterns that you've outgrown. And now in this new moon, we have a lot of seeds that are going to bring that even more so into our awareness for a lot of reasons. And I'm going to tell you exactly what those are. First of all, not only is this new moon the catalyst for 2025, because it really sets the whole stage. It's the seeding point energy. That is why in the past week, you've seen so many things happen in our country and so many changes. I'm not making a judgment as to whether they're positive or negative. I'm just saying they have happened. We have all new energy. Everything is completely changing, and it's changing at a very accelerated rate because Uranus, the ruler of Aquarius, is acceleration. So it feels like time is speeded up. The day is speeded up. Today, I felt like I was on roller skates all day. It was just a very accelerated energy. That is going to build up tomorrow, Tuesday, and Wednesday into this new moon. It's a significant moment and a turning point because we have had Uranus, the ruler of Aquarius, and Jupiter retrograde. Right after, on the heels of this new moon, Jupiter and Uranus go direct in the sky. They're no longer in retrograde. They're no longer slow moving and giving us introspection. Now they want action. They're moving forward. They're accelerating the energy. They want things to happen right away. Uranus actually goes direct on January 30th, right after that new moon. And Jupiter goes direct, I believe, on February 4th, if I have it right. I have it written down in my comments here. So with energy like that right on the heels of this new moon, because this new moon is right up against that planet Pluto in Aquarius. So we have all this energy that's just like chomping at the bit to release, and it's accelerating time. It's accelerating everything. Everything's like flying. But it's the catalyst for 2025. So when Uranus was retrograde, we were very introspective and took time to really think about what are our revelations? Where do we need some revolution in our life? Where do we need great change? Uranus is the great awakener. And so then when it goes forward, it brings all those things that we've been thinking about the last 2 weeks forward, like snapping a rubber band and pushing it all into the future and into the present. When Jupiter is retrograde, we think a lot about our values, and we prioritize our belief systems. We prioritize, like, what is it that I really believe in? What really is right for me? Where do I really want to spend my time, my energy, and my heart? What is worth my thoughts? What is worth my attention? Because Jupiter brings in the belief system of how we actually formulate that. So we've been thinking a lot about those things the last couple of weeks. And so now that rubber band is going to get snapped forward, and all the belief systems that we've been thinking about, the way that we've wanted to change things and change our priorities, is all now going to really come to the forefront. So when you take those energies, it's a reordering, it's a reprioritizing of our reality. I know for myself, I've been very much more devoted to my spiritual work and trying to make time for that. I've been extremely organized, and when I'm not organized at, I now have an awareness to go in and organize. And I've been doing that a lot the last few weeks. That's setting the tone, the catalyst for my whole 2025. So what is it that you're being propelled to do, compelled to do, inspired to do? And where is it that you're being inspired to say, I got to change this. I got to let go of this. This doesn't look good anymore. This doesn't feel good anymore. And you want to let go of it. Those things are really going to come to the forefront in the next week. So Uranus and Jupiter go direct. And that's the first time that those planets are going to be moving direct at their real speed, the way they want to move around, since Pluto went into Aquarius. So that's why now Pluto has its supporting players, Uranus and Jupiter. It has them really coming out. They're no longer behind the curtain. They're no longer in retrograde. So when they come out to help Pluto along and give Pluto the power that it needs, and Pluto gives them the power that it needs, now we're really cooking with gas, right? It's like we've been trying to light the pilot and trying to light the pilot. Now we're really cooking with gas. So the other thing that happens during this new moon is we also have Mars, Venus, and Neptune together in Pisces. And they're going to come into the North Node in Pisces. So Mars is our action. Mars has been, Mars is retrograde right now. And Mars is in Leo. I'm sorry, Mars is in Cancer. Mars is in Cancer right now. But Mars is making an aspect to Venus and Neptune in Pisces, which is going to go to the North Node and hit them. It's going to be right all put there. Think of like a bunch of people all trying to sit in the same seat. So what happens is Mars is our action. It's retrograde right now in Cancer. It's taking us to a reflective place where we're really thinking about the actions we want to take that match up with our heart. Cancer is all heart energy. It's the deepest, softest, mushiest places within us that's vulnerable. So now we've got this Pluto and Aquarius energy with Uranus and Jupiter going direct in their signs, and Jupiter in Gemini, Uranus in Taurus, and they're a powerhouse. They're all now talking to each other, and they're really hearing each other. The reception is really good, whereas before it was kind of staticky. So now that's a powerhouse in itself. That powerhouse is showing you what direction you want to go in, bringing you the awareness of what was once hidden into the forefront. What's healthy for me? What's no longer my jive? Where do I really want to, jam? Where do I really want to be? All that's coming to the surface. Then you've got Venus and Neptune in Pisces, where it's going to hit the North Node of the moon, which is a direction. When that happens, this is about our emotions in life. Like, where do we close down, and where is it that we really need to open more and expand? Where do we really want to, in thinking about what works for us and what doesn't. What do we need to change emotionally in the way we react to these things? So this is like really big stuff. So we're going to have some internal reflection so that we can take that authentic action, what really aligns with us and makes us feel good. It's all going to start coming out. It's going to be so cool. So then Venus, Neptune, and the North Node, again, between February 1st and February 7th, are all making contacts. That's why this whole first week of February is like going to be huge, leading up to it now. We're really going to have complete clarity on what's no longer working in our lives and what we need to move away from. We're going to really be looking towards what's inspiring and inciting for us. That's that Aquarian energy. That's Jupiter being so benevolent and Uranus showing us the awakening, the North Node giving us the direction, and Neptune and Venus giving us the connection with ourselves to do it. That's the really cool part. So this is so powerful. And the reason why we're really going to be able to see all this and take action is because remember last year we kept being kind of on the downside. We were seeing what didn't work, but we were in confusion. We were in turmoil. We were in chaos. We didn't know where to go to find what would work. Now, this beautiful seeding moment shows us what we really want to do, what we really want to be, where we really want to take up space, be present, occupy ourselves. This is all about renewal. It's all about a reset. Huge, huge, huge reset for all of us. I can feel it in my own life. I mean, it's bringing us into the full awareness of what we want our lives to be and what the things around us are doing to affect our life. It's a clearing out, it's a cleaning out, but it's much more than that. Usually when we go through a clearing, we have a time of confusion and a time of emptiness. And we may feel that a little bit, but not for long, because the newness is coming in. Aquarius is coming in to fill the space that is left void from what we let go of and what we sweep out. So these contacts that Venus and Neptune are making to that North Node area of the chart are really going to show us the fresh perspective for ourselves. And it's going to show us the actions we need to take and the changes we need to take to really support these new value systems that are being brought in by this new moon in the last couple of weeks, of these planets really talking to each other, being in retrograde, being introspective. And now they show us the reprioritizing, the reorganizing. I keep having visions in my head of Rubik's Cubes. And almost like we would label each side of the Rubik's Cube number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and our priorities of life. Like hopefully number 1 is you, right? And we keep switching them around, and then finally we're going to get it right. We finally get the Rubik's Cube. We solve the puzzle. We know where we have to be. Our universe becomes reshaped and reordered, and we understand. And we begin to take action and live on much more solid ground. And part of that is also a bit of detachment and disillusionment, because we have to let go of the external world in order to really understand where we're headed in our life. Because the external world is in quite a bit of chaos, because it too is reorganizing and reprioritizing and resetting the reality. So this is really about giving up not just, the cupcake or the partner that doesn't work for you, or the house that you don't want to live in, or the job you don't want to take. This is about reordering your energy patterns, your complete energy patterns, the way you respond emotionally, the things you really want to spend time with in your life. This is deep, deep, soulful change. And this new moon in Cancer ignites it. And what I'm going to tell you is this. My mentor mentioned this the other day, and I was feeling it even before he said it. A year from now, 8 months from now, 6 months from now, we're going to look back at this time right now, right around this next week or so. And we're going to say, wow, that's when it all started. That's when I started to feel different. That's when I started to see things differently. That's when I started to take responsibility for myself. And I'm telling you, that's how powerful this time is right now. This is really a seeding moment. It's an acceleration of the process that normally would take us years to do. It's like you wake up one morning and you're like, okay, I'm done with that. Yep, know what I want to do now. It really is like that. And I'd be curious to see what you guys are doing and where it's happening for you in your lives. So look to see where Aquarius and Pisces are in your charts. I'm going to summarize this because it's a major transition, major turning point. You really want to take advantage of it. Okay, we have some affirmations that we're going to get to in a minute to show you the way to take advantage of it. And there was a method to my madness of why I did the affirmations I did over the last 4 weeks. So we have a chance here to feel deeply powerful and deeply empowered. And if we can make the changes we need to make and really tap into those awarenesses, we're going to be deeply empowered for the next part of our lives. So make sure you're really fully present and aware of what's going on around you, how you're reacting and responding to that inside. When a trigger comes up, really ask yourself, what is this showing me? What is this asking me to do? Does what's happening right now in my reality, does what's happening right now in my daily life, do the things I participate in support who I want to be in the future? Because if it doesn't, it's got to change. This is such a crucial time for us, for humanity, and for us in our lives. This is when the universe is propelling us in the direction of our future self for the highest authentic potential possible. So listen, and listen closely, all right? Because a lot of us are already feeling it. But because it's uncomfortable at times, we want to deny it and squash it down and not go there. No. You've got to really sit, contemplate, reflect, go out in nature, take walks, sit in silence. What is this really for me? Because I got to tell you, I've been having some really big revelations. I'm creating a life now. So you want to meet and honor what comes up for you and what's new for you. So I'm going to go to the affirmations now, and then after that, we're going to go to our cards. So I'm going to show you on the screen the affirmations. We have a little intro I know we're going to do first, and then I'm going to show you the last 4 weeks of affirmations. So hit it, Carmine. So these are the affirmations I picked for January. And the reason I picked them was really because I felt like it was setting us up to be cleared, if we've been using these affirmations, to really do everything we're talking about now, create our new life, project ourselves into our future self of really our fullest possible potential. So the first thing we said to do in the very first week of January, when we started this new year out, was I am in control of my life. And I chose that because I wanted to make sure that everyone really understood that we do have the power to choose the way we want our life to be. Second one was respond from a beginner's mind. And that was because just like this Piscean energy is dissolving our former patterns and helping us to see what no longer works for us, when those things get dissolved, it's very important for us to start new neural pathways that are new and beginners instead of bringing our past conditioning and our past negativity into new situations. The third one was my thoughts become my life. And that's because right now we're in a huge time of manifestation. So you've got to keep your thoughts super positive and on everything you really want to acquire and abundance, because your thoughts will become your life. And today's affirmation for our last week in January is, I am excited to explore new ideas. I am excited to explore new ideas. And boy, that is absolutely a summation of the energy for this new moon. And you can use all 4 of those, and I'm going to post them tomorrow on my Facebook pages and on Instagram. That's Zenkuda Soul Space and also Zenkuda Official on Instagram. I'm going to post those, and they are actually affirmations that you can use for this new moon. Say those 4 things, light a candle, go out and breathe in some fresh air through your lungs and your heart, and set the tone for our absolute new day and new way of being. So let's go to cards. I've got some comments here. I know Sherry was just saying something that she's feeling this energy. That's great. I'm so happy for you. This is a new time for you. So Carmine, if you want to put my comments on the screen. So I am going to do cards for all the zodiac signs. And these are 4. I'm going to start out with, since we're talking about Aquarian energy, I'm going to start out with our air signs. Okay. Air. We got Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius, our air signs. This is for you. Okay. This goes here. Great. So Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius, what does the next month have to do for you with this new moon? New moon sets the stage for the next month. Okay, we've got the Knight of Swords. Somebody's coming in. We've got the Four of Pentacles. And we have the Five of Wands. Now, this spread speaks to me. The Knight of, I can't read upside down. The Knight of Swords speaks to me of something changing very quickly, very rapidly. Usually when I get the Knight of Swords in a spread, it means that you're going to hear something. Something is going to definitely happen that is spontaneous, like Aquarian energy, like Uranus, like it happens, changes on a dime. The Four of Pentacles shows me that this could have something to do with money or abundance or purchasers for you, because this is a balance. It's a balance of money. You have enough money coming in, you have enough money going out, you have a little money saved, you have a little money for the future. That is absolutely balance in money matters. So you may get some news, an inheritance or something like that, or maybe you win a little something, or maybe a deal you've been working on just finally comes to in, or you find a little bit of money. But this is definitely about balance money-wise. And this is for my air signs, Aquarius, Libra, and Gemini. And the last card that I got here that I pulled so far is this Five of Wands. The Five of Wands is a card of battle or competition. So it may be that the news that you get very spontaneously, unexpectedly, surprising regarding some kind of abundance or coin or pentacle or money or something of value to you also comes with a competitive situation, or something that you might have to fight a little bit to be heard or seen, or actually get this valuable thing that's coming to you. And then the next card that I have is actually the Two of Cups. The Two of Cups is a card of soulmate, but it can also be, for me, a card of the intuitive message that I got when I pulled this card is a settlement of some kind. Perhaps you're in a custody battle or divorce or a lawsuit of some kind, and you finally get this spontaneous message that is in your favor, balances everything out. It may not be everything that you wanted, but it is fair and equitable, and you will accept it after a little bit more going back and forth. And then you get the prize, you get the beautiful cup, you get the angels watching over you and bringing you your abundance. So if you're an air sign, this next month, this Aquarius new moon is going to bring you something of abundance, very spontaneous, something unexpected. You might have to fight for it a little bit. There may be a little bit of chaos, but then it's going to come to you and it will be balanced. All right, so take that with you. Next, I'm going to do my water signs. My water signs are Scorpio, Pisces, and can anybody guess what the next water sign is? Scorpio, Pisces, and what? You guys don't know? Cancer, water sign. Scorpio, Pisces, and Cancer. So, just going to check my comments. So how are you guys doing out there? I don't know, you're very quiet tonight. Not a lot of comments. I'm hoping that you guys are all doing okay. Put in the comments what kind of day you're having, how it's been for you guys. Okay, so these are my water signs. Let's go. Water signs. Oh, we've got the Eight of Pentacles, which is a great card also for money and for hard work paying off. So for my water signs, if you have been, if you have been working hard on a project, it is going to come in for you. The next card that we got is my Capricorn card, which is the Devil. Now, whenever you get the Devil in a reading, it doesn't necessarily mean evil or anything like that. Sometimes what the Devil can be is addiction. And when I go into addictive energy, it could also even be alcohol, things like that. But food, anything. But what this spread is saying to me, somebody's calling my cell phone. I have no idea why. Somebody is calling my cell phone while I'm on a podcast. I don't know. Must be a telemarketer. So we've got the Eight of Pentacles here, which is hard work paying off. And then we have the Devil card. This can be temptation, or it can be addiction. Maybe some of you out there in the water signs are trying to work on an addiction or a bad habit that you have, and that you now are going to have your hard work pay off for you. Let's see what the next card brings. The next card is the Six of Cups. Lots of cups coming in tonight, which is wonderful, but it is for a water sign. So what this is showing me is that hard work is paying off. Maybe it does have something to do with an addiction. It could also be with spending the time and making the effort to break the chains of something. A lot of times when I get the devil card, it could also be, we sometimes are our own worst enemy, and we'll leave ourselves chained to a situation or imprisoned by something that we really don't need to be with. And this card shows you the nurturing and the support that you have, usually from family members, a mom kind of a person. So for all of my water signs out there, your hard work will pay off. Don't give up. Even if you have to break ties with something that's really unhealthy for you, whether that's an addiction or just somebody who is really imprisoning you, keeping your hands bound, and you feel restricted with them or with a situation, break free of it, because there is nurturing and support from a source, usually a female or feminine source, that will help you do this. And this is the last card for my water signs. Really make sure you do that. Have faith. Take that leap, because you've got the Two of Pentacles here, which shows that the abundance comes your way and everything works out balanced. So whatever you are doing hard work on to break free from, allow that energy to really allow you to break free from it. You'll get the nurturing you need. It may be unexpected, and things do come out balanced. Next, I want to do my fire signs. My fire signs are Leo, Sagittarius. Anybody guess what else a fire sign is? Aries. Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius are fire signs. So this is for you, for this new moon in Aquarius. Find out what's going to come in. Whoops. So Kim's talking about sleep, saying what she's been missing. I have to tell you, I slept okay last night, but everyone I know for like 3 nights in a row was not sleeping. It was a lot of energy there. Michelle Allen says, everything you said has such relevance to what a newly trampling in my life. What is newly happening in my life? I'm sorry, I can't read that far away. I got to bring my glasses. Yeah, a lot of us are going through that, Michelle. It seems like it's like all of a sudden everything just like shifts. And the only way I can tell you is like it's really a shift. Very, very deep, deep shifts. So this is for our fire signs, Sagittarius, Leo, and Aries. I have the Three of Pentacles, and the Three of Pentacles is a sign of the number 3, first of all, I want to say, because it's really like a trio or 3 people coming together. But if you look at this card very, very closely, it's a card where you have 2 people out in front of what looks like a temple, and they're all talking and coming together. So this to me is like almost like the preacher card. It's like a card of healing, of connection with the divine and going into divine healing. Really a beautiful card. So for my fire signs, it's almost a card of protection. And the next card that we got, I know a lot of you know I refer to this as like the sneaky Pete card. This is someone who comes in and they're almost like a thief in the night. They're taking something from you, but you can't see it. You don't know it yet. You're naive about it. But there's protection. This is protection, this card of the 3 outside the temple. So Pluto energy, especially in a sky like this, where we have so many things pointing to Pluto and also pointing to Pisces energy, where things that are hidden are going to be revealed. We also have Mars retrograde, which is the revealer sometimes of things as well. So when I see the protection card next to a card like the Thief in the Night card, something hidden is going to come out into the open for you fire signs. Sagittarius, Leo, and Aries, you are absolutely going to find something that was in the dark come into your awareness, but it's almost like it's good that you know this now, because now you are protecting yourself and you'll be protected. And the reason why I really feel like that is, there's more to the story and there's more to come, is because this card in reverse just came out. And this is the 7 of Cups. And the 7 of Cups is choices. So right now you may be feeling overwhelmed and you don't know what direction to go in. This is for my fire signs, and you're trying to figure something out. Don't do anything until after this new moon on Wednesday, because more will be revealed probably within 2 days after that new moon. Something's going to come out that is now hidden. It's just more information. It doesn't mean it's negative or positive. It just is information. You're going to get it. You're going to find something out, and that's going to determine the choice that you make and the direction you go in. So sit tight, meditate, pray, be close to God, because he's protecting you. And you can't make this stuff up. The last card to confirm the reading is the High Priestess, which is kind of like me in a sense, and those of you out there who do God's work like this. This is the protection. you are the high priestess, and that's male or female. You have control over your life, and you know what to do intuitively. Listen to your intuition, my fire signs, because I'm telling you, within a couple of days of this new moon, something's going to be revealed that tells you exactly what choice you need to make. All right. And then last but not least is our earth signs. Does anyone know what our earth signs are out there? I bet you do, because you're very stable. Your earth signs are Taurus is an earth sign, Virgo is an earth sign, and Capricorn is an earth sign. So we're going to pull cards for you guys, my little earth sign people. And if anybody has any questions about this energy or anything that they want me to go over, let me know. Okay, so this is for our earth signs, my earthies. So we have the 10 of Wands, my earth signs. Now, earth signs always carry a lot in there. They're stable. They got broad shoulders. They take the world on. But this is a card that states that you're taking on things that don't belong to you. You're taking on too much in the world, and you really need to let some things go. You're fighting battles that aren't yours to fight. You're taking on responsibilities that maybe are not yours. You're living other people's karma, a big no-no. And this is the Page of Wands. The Page of Wands usually is a message. It could be a message from somebody younger. Usually when I see the Page of Wands in a reading, it will talk about, speak to me intuitively, of someone getting a message through alternative means. Like, it's not going to be said to you. It's not going to be like on the phone. It's going to be like an email or something online or in social media. It's like a little ethereal. It's like out there. Okay. And this message does have to do with you taking on too much burden. I have a feeling like you're in a situation and something tips it to a point of you can't tolerate it anymore. And then you realize, you know what? Not my circus, not my monkeys kind of energy. This is for my earth signs. And then I have the Moon card. The Moon card is very much a card for me of getting back to your spiritual practices. You're living too much in one world. Like maybe you're too much in this energy of burdensome overwhelm, taking on other people's things, fighting their battles for them, being overly concerned about others. And when this card comes in, the Moon, it's about having one foot in both worlds. Don't put everything in that. There's another life to be led. You're neglecting other places in your life. And when this card comes in, it shows me that. So for my earth signs, try and really do some contemplating. Like we were talking about, this Aquarian new moon is going to show you where your awareness needs to be as far as releasing what's no longer healthy for you and giving that energy to something new and allowing yourself to go into your full potential. So let go of the baggage that isn't yours. You're going to get a real message about that. And then it's going to make you ground more in your own goals, your own battles, your own spirituality, your own things that you want to do for yourself. And again, comes out with the 7 of Pentacles, which is, you know, you're looking at this pile of gold. You're looking at all the fruits of your laurels, all the things that you've done with your life that are really good things. And you're reevaluating, how do I really want to use my riches? How do I want to use my resources and my wealth? Am I giving them too much to fight a battle that's not really mine? Am I doing too much for another? Do I need to really hear the message about that so that I now ground in my own abilities, my own resources? And as I evaluate what resources I have, I can take those into my future self and really go into a place where I know I'm stable enough to give myself all the energy I've been giving away to others. And that's for our earth signs, Taurus, Capricorn, and Virgo. All right. So those are the cards for tonight. Does anybody have anything on my comments? Sherry's talking about sleeping. Yeah, I'll tell you, sleep has been elusive for a lot of us. But that's also because Uranus is going direct and Uranus has been retrograde. So when Uranus goes direct, it like releases electricity. I know for myself, sometimes I'm just sitting and my heartbeat feels like it's almost like electric. So I just want to go back a little bit to the astrology and kind of just give you guys a couple of pointers of what you can do in this energy. Definitely use those affirmations. I'll put them up on my social media so that you really know that you can kind of use them as a ritual. With Aquarian energy, it's an air sign. So that's why I say, for me, a ritual for this new moon would be, oh, thanks, Sherry. For me, a ritual in this new moon would be to go out and get fresh air. You know, I live in a climate right now where it's very, very cold, but you can go out still and just, you know, breathe in some air for a few moments. Or if you're in a nicer climate, you know, breathe in through your heart space so that we can take advantage of that beautiful Mars retrograde in Cancer and that heart energy, and allow your heart to show you your path and the light of where you really want to go. As this new moon brings in the vision of what your future self and your future potential is. One of the other things that I wanted to also say is I've been using visualization a lot, and I've been visualizing my future self the way that I want to be every evening before I go to sleep. And especially that time is very potent for all of us, because right before we go into dreamscape or dream time, we're really open and we're able to really tap into the energy. And it's my belief that time is not linear. It's not a line. Time doesn't happen in a line. It happens in a circle. It's continuum. It's a continuum line, right? So whatever you are dreaming that you want for yourself, whether that's, oh, I want to be 20 pounds thinner, or, oh, I want to be, you know, the CEO of my organization, or, oh, I want to have 5 children, or, oh, I want a beach house. My friend's manifesting a beach house. Whatever that future is for you, visualize it and feel it, because it's already happened in the future. You just can't see it yet. And Pluto is a planet that reveals what is hidden, brings up what is in the earth. So it's a beautiful time to manifest our future self and believe in it and know you can do it. And any doubts or self-talk that you have, especially because Mercury is right there, you know, in this new moon as well. Anytime we have doubts and self-talk, just ask Mercury to clear your thoughts. Say, Mercury, I know you're up there in the sky. Can you please give me some really, really good things to talk to myself about? Can you please give me better words? You know, oh, I'm too fat. I'm too scared. I'm too loud. I'm too this. My hair's too blonde. My hair's too brunette. All these things we tell ourselves. Well, change that over. And every morning wake up and talk about what you like about yourself. Talk about what you want for your future self, and really envision that, because this new moon in Aquarius is absolutely the seeding point for a complete and total renewer and transformation. And it's the catalyst for the years to come. Well, Pluto is in Aquarius, and it's absolutely the catalyst for a year of 2025, where we have major, major shifts in energy. This is just the first one. So I am just sending out over the airwaves so much energy that I want you guys to really catch on to, so that you do tap into this energy, because we haven't had energy like this for a very long time. As a matter of fact, the only time, or the last time, that Pluto was with the sun in Aquarius, where Pluto and the sun were together, the sun just igniting Pluto, and Pluto giving us what's hidden in our life force to bring to the reality of the world. The last time that happened was 1778. And 1778, and that time frame, that moment that was seated then and is seated again now, actually happened exactly. The sun and Pluto were together on January 20th, which was our inauguration. It brought in the American Revolution, the French Revolution, the Industrial Revolution, and a whole lot of other things. So what this energy is a game changer. It's an energy where we're going to see societal things change. And also, unlike in the macrocosm where there's still chaos, we have control over the microcosm that is us. In our own lives, we can use this energy to formulate into reality our biggest dreams and ambitions and imagination. So take advantage of this amazing, amazing time. It's going to be an amazing year. We've all waited for this so long. And I just, you know, get out in nature, breathe the air, whether it's warm or cold or whatever it is by you. Feel that in your heart and help you allow it to manifest, and allow it to help you manifest. Allow it to help you manifest. So take advantage of it. This is about becoming deeply empowered. So I'm going to leave you with that tonight. And I'm just going to say, please love yourself enough to connect to something deeply meaningful and move away from the unhealthy habits. So thank you so much for watching The Soul Space. I'm here every Monday night at 7. The show replays on my YouTube channel, Zenkuda, and also on my website, zenkuda.com, where you can book a reading with me. coaching sessions. We can set up a plan if you'd like to work with me over a period of time. I also do mediumship readings and life coaching. So you can actually book right on the site, zencuda.com. You see it right behind you, Zencuda, zencuda.com. Zencuda is a philosophy for living to your full potential. And when you book on the site, it gives you the appointment. You can pay right on the site, and everything is done when you have that reading with me. We do it through Zoom, and you get the recording of the reading to keep forever and ever as a touch point in the years to come. So please do reach out if you'd like a personal reading. I also have my own deck of oracle cards that have been published on that site and lots of other things. So tune in next week. I love you all, and I can't wait to hear your stories. Number one, about what you're doing with this new moon, and number two, next week when we tune in about how love transcends the realms, and we're going to hear all stories from the beyond. Thank you so much. I am your psychic astrologer, Georgia Rose, and this is the Zencuda Soul Space. See you next Monday at 7. Bye-bye.